Exodus 24. But to Moses the Lord said, "Come up to the Lord, you and Aaron, Nadab and Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel, and worship from a distance. Moses alone may come near the Lord, but the others must not come near, nor may the people go up with him." Moses came and told the people all the words and all the decisions. All the people answered together, "We are willing to do all the words the Lord has said." And Moses wrote down all the words of the Lord. Early in the morning, he built an altar at the foot of the mountain and arranged 12 standing stones according to the 12 tribes of Israel. He sent young Israelite men, and they offered burnt offerings and sacrifices, young bulls and peace offerings to the Lord. Moses took half of the blood and put it in bowls, and half of the blood he splashed on the altar. He took the book of the covenant and read it aloud to the people. And they said, "We are willing to do and to obey all the Lord has spoken." So Moses took the blood and splashed it on the people and said, "This is the blood of the covenant that the Lord has made with you in accordance with all these words." Moses and Aaron, Nadab and Abihu, and the 70 elders of Israel went up, and they saw the God of Israel under his feet. There was something like a pavement made of sapphire, clear like the sky itself. But he did not lay a hand on the leaders of Israel, so they saw God, and they ate, and they drank. The Lord said to Moses, "Come up to me on the mountain and remain there, and I will give you the stone tablets with the law and the commandments that I have written, so that you may teach them." So Moses set out with Joshua his attendant, and Moses went up the mountain of God. He told the elders, "Wait for us in this place until I return to you. Here are Aaron and Hur with you. Whoever has any matters of dispute can approach them." Moses went up on the mountain, and the cloud covered the mountain. The glory of the Lord resided on Mount Sinai, and the cloud covered it for 6 days. On the 7th day, he called for Moses from within the cloud. Now the appearance of the glory of the Lord was like a devouring fire on the mountain, top of the mountain, in plain view of the people. Moses went into the cloud when he went up the mountain, and Moses was on the mountain 40 days and 40 nights. As we're going through this, yes, the 70 elders come up, and they are having a meal with God. They are in God's presence. This is not the same as what Moses asks about seeing God fully, and him saying, "You can't see me fully, but you can see my backside." So it is a different appearance of God than that. So you're not wrong in that. We also have other scripture confirms that no one has seen God at any time. Moses got to see his backside. That's it. So the fullness of God as opposed to a revealing of God to them. So what they actually see, how this actually happens, not sure. Let's see what we find within the text here. But to Moses the Lord said, "Come up to the Lord. Aaron, Nadab, and Abihu, and the 70 elders are to come up." So later we have Hur is mentioned. Hur must be one of the elders. Joshua is also mentioned. Joshua perhaps is one of the elders. Yes, similar but more intimate. Yes, that's a good way to describe it, I think. Moses alone may come near the Lord, but the others must not come near, nor may the people go with. So coming near is a different level than being able to come up a partial way. So Moses came and told the people all the Lord's words and all the decisions. All the people answered, "We are willing to do all the words that the Lord has said." So everything that we've just been reading, all of that, they're in agreement with. Moses wrote down these words, all these words of the Lord. Early in the morning, he built an altar at the foot of the mountain and arranged 12 standing stones according to the 12 tribes. So we have an altar, we have standing stones. He sent young Israelite men and they offered burnt offerings and sacrifices, young bulls, and peace offerings to the Lord. Moses took half of the blood. So we have the offerings. We have young men, I'm guessing from each of the 12 tribes. So the standing stones, young men are coming from each tribe to do the offering or to bring the offerings. Moses took half of the blood of the bull and he splashed it on the altar. Why? He is establishing the altar as being holy. He is cleansing it so that it can be used to make the offerings. He took the book of the covenant. He read it all out loud to the people and said, they said, "We are willing to do all that you have spoken." So Moses took what was said. He's written it down. Now he's read it to them. Moses took the blood and splashed it on the people. So the blood is on the people. What is the blood? The blood is of the covenant. This is the blood of the covenant that the Lord has made with you in accordance with all these words. So when we get to Jesus, I don't often jump forward, but here's one of those cases where we can see it, and I don't think we see it when we're looking backwards from the New Testament. So the people say, his blood will be on us and our children. What blood? The blood of the covenant. Jesus is the Lamb of the new covenant. This is the blood of the covenant is being splashed on the people. They are being set apart for joining in the covenant. So while they are saying something, they, just like the rulers and just like the principalities, don't understand that they are killing and following the plan to redeem all people to God. They also don't necessarily realize what they are saying when they say the blood will be on us and our children. It is the covenant blood, I think, that is in mind there, that if you were and knew all of this, you would be thinking that as that passage is read. Okay, so Moses, Aaron, Nadab, and Abihu and the 70 elders go up, and they saw the God of Israel. Okay, Driver wishes to safeguard the traditional idea that God could not be seen by reading. They saw the place where the God of Israel stood, so as to not say they saw God. But according to Castillo, there is not a great deal of difference between they saw God and the Lord God appeared. He thinks that the word God is used instead of Yahweh to say the divine phenomenon was seen. It is in the LXX added the place where he stood, and they appeared in the place of God. So, okay. They see something. What they see, not totally clear. We know it's not the same thing that Moses sees because Moses says, "No one can see me and live." So they see something. There is God appearing. It's an appearance of God. It's not the fullness of God. That's how I would describe it. And they see the underneath him is pavement, like sapphire, clear, like the sky itself. But he did not lay hands on the elders of the Israel, so they saw God, and they ate and they drank. So they are in the presence of God, and they eat and drink. Also, he has said only to come at a distance, so they are farther away. They see where he is over there. They are not fully in his presence. The Lord said to Moses, "Come up to me on the mountain and remain there, and I will give you the stone tablets with the law and the commandments that are written, so that you may teach them." So now from the meal, Moses is being set apart. He is going up further. So Moses set out with Joshua, his attendant. So Joshua is going with. And Moses went up the mountain of God. He told the elders, "Wait for us in the place until we return. Here are Aaron and Hur with you." So Hur, I think, is one of the elders, potentially, unless we have Joshua and Hur who aren't the elders, but just weren't mentioned until they're needed in the story, which also could be the case. Whoever has any disputes can go to them. Moses went up the mountain, and the cloud covered the mountain. The glory of the Lord resided on Mount Sinai, and it covered for 6 days. On the 7th day, he called Moses from within the cloud. So Moses is there. The glory of the Lord is covering it. It is a cloud which is covering it. So this is one reason why we have the connection with the pillar of cloud is God, or is the angel, is the messenger of God. God's angel, his word, is with them because it is the pillar. Here is the cloud in the presence of God. That's like it. It's unto it. We also have the fire. We have those motifs. So just making those connections of God's presence is often in a cloud or fire. It's on the mountaintop. Those are the things that we see. On the 7th day, so after 6 days, So on the seventh day, he called to Moses from within the cloud. So Moses is sitting there for 6 days. What is Moses doing for 6 days? Is anything else happening during that time? We have no info other than Moses is there for 6 days. Now the appearance of the glory of the Lord was like a devouring fire. So we had the cloud, now we have the fire on the top of the mountain in plain view of the people. So all people can see this devouring fire, this cloud that is there, that looks like it's burning the top of the mountain off. Moses went into the cloud when he went up the mountain, and Moses was on the mountain 40 days and 40 nights. So 40 is a significant time. It is a time of testing. It is a time for a new start to things. There's a lot of things that 40 is connected with. Jacob offers this description of some of the mysteries involving Moses' ascension into the cloud. Moses ascended in the presence of God, but remained on earth. He did not rise to heaven. The ground remained firmly under his feet, but he clearly was brought into God's presence. He was like a heavenly servant before God's throne, like the angels, and he consumed neither bread nor water. The purpose of him being there was to be familiar with God's demands and purposes. He would receive the tablets of stone and all the instructions for the tabernacle that were to be built. He would not descend until the sin of the golden calf. Okay,